Hello, I'm Martin Shaw, and I'm the patron of Hillside Animal Sanctuary. This is a story with a happy ending, but only for some. It's hard to imagine the contrast between this scene and the horrifying conditions these same animals had to endure just a year previously. It all started when the Hillside investigation team had a report that some pigs were wading around in slurry at a Norfolk farm. What they found was bad. Conditions in the pig pens were atrocious. The animals were up to their bellies in slurry. There was no dry bedding and little evidence of fresh water.
That's just unbelievable.
They wondered whether some other buildings nearby were part of the same farm, so they had a look. They were, and what they found inside took these experienced investigators' breath away. Cattle and sheep in awful conditions.
Oh, it was absolutely horrendous in here.
With the place falling down around them.
Roofs fell down.
It gets worse. They found a dead calf lying close to living animals. And another bull.
Yeah, bull.
We'll be seeing much more of him later as well.
Oh, I just find it hard. Words just... This farm was reported, and yet you've got animals walking around in this. I mean, come on.
The 5th day of the investigation. And at last the dead calf's gone, so someone's been here. This emaciated young bull is stuck in excrement. At first they thought he was just lying down out of weakness, but they soon realised he couldn't move.
I tried to get in and lift this bull up. He's a full bull, and he doesn't look like he's got to last the night out, to be honest with you.
The Hillside team now had a dilemma. They were there to investigate and report to the authorities. That was already done. But for the bull in this state, they couldn't just stand by and do nothing. Giving him food and water would at least keep him alive until the poor animal could be dug out of his predicament. So that's what they did.
I mean, it's had 3 or 4 buckets of water, and it hasn't stopped eating these mangles here. As you can see, it's emaciated. He's a good boy. Moved at all. Oh, God. He's a good boy.
Later the same night, just before dawn.
We're back at Hill Farm, Worcester, 7.5 hours after the previous show, which was about half 9 last night. It's about 4:45 in the morning. I'm back here with this bull that hasn't even moved. Just trying to get out. Look, it's just stuck fast in here. I just had to come back and early hours this morning and film this because I just couldn't sleep myself worrying about it. I just knew he'd be exactly in the same position.
Conditions outside are just as bad. Remember the 2 bulls we saw earlier? Now, one of them is dead.
All the time that I've been doing this is one of the worst I've come across. The suffering in these buildings is absolutely unimaginable.
But the RSPCA are here, at last. And the poor bull, now affectionately called Boris by the Hillside team, is set free after nearly 40 hours stuck in that hellhole. He looks happier already, but he's so weak he can't stand.
They can move, yeah, but...
The RSPCA had just gone. We took all the animals, all bar the bull here, which we're trying to get right. He's got till tomorrow.
The Hillside team were willing to look after him, so the vet's given him 24 hours grace to see if he can pull through. Things are looking up for the bull. They now have to get him on his feet, at first in a sling to take his weight.
It's about 9:15 in the morning. The bull's had a good night. He's eating. He's into his fodder beat and he's eating grass. And we've no scent for the tractor to get him up and get his feet going again. As you can see, we've got the bullock up. He's standing himself, as you can see with these straps here. 45 minutes he's now been standing up for. He's getting a bit tired.
So far, so good. After 45 minutes on his feet and supporting himself, Boris is tired. Understandable with what he's been through. After he'd rested, the team moved Boris to a nearby field and removed the harness.
GPS reading on this 11th of May 2005. There's a time on here. This bull he's up unaided in the field opposite the barn where he came out of. He's eaten plenty.
Oh yeah, he ain't too sure. I mean, he eats any grass for 2 years, June. He's been indoors for 2 years, about.
And so on throughout the day. Periods of rest and, well, not much activity, but at least he's standing on his own.
It's on the 11th of May. They've just come back to see. Over there we've got a rug to keep the chill off him at night.
By the end of the day, Boris has made slow but satisfactory progress. The next morning, back at the farm.
He's really done well today. He's been walking about twice today, up in the harness. He's been walking on his own. As you can see, the harness is all loose here. So he's supporting himself. Very good news from the vet, who's come up and said that, in his opinion, if someone's prepared to put the time in, and you know, he shouldn't be shot. And it's going to be a long haul to get him back. Could be up to 3 months.
I'm going to put this on like a proper thing.
Yeah.
More good progress, and hopes are high. Boris obviously thinks so too. So to get away from the madding crowd, he goes for a walk.
He's off now! He's off now! I'll tell you. I wish that RSPCA bloke was in. I'll tell you, we lost him. He's off! Boris is off! They never said he'd walk again. They never said he'd walk again. This is incredible.
I tell you what, that's
absolutely incredible, this is.
I think can we try and bring him back again if we can?
This is absolutely incredible, isn't it, Wendy, eh? It is, isn't it? 14th of May 2005. And we're still facing Boris.
The following morning, all's well. Boris is eating and appears on the way to a full recovery. It's 2 weeks later, and the hillside team have been here 3 times a day, every day. The bull's progress has been steady until yesterday, when they became a bit concerned about his health, and the vet was consulted. So they're here again, early in the morning, and something's definitely not right.
A bit concerned about Boris, as you can see, he's not very well. We were concerned last night, and I looked at him this morning. We're even more concerned about he's on his way, and I just feel terrible. Oh, Boris.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Love Boris.
Just want to say that Boris has just passed away, and everyone concerned with his welfare for the last 2 weeks totally devastated, including myself. You know, it's been a pleasure really to like I say, spend the last 2 weeks with Boris, trying to get him to walk again and what have you, and unfortunately we've lost the battle. Bye bye Boris, you'll be missed by everyone. Bye bye.
Poor Boris. after all he's been through and the high hopes of all those involved in his rescue, it's desperately sad that he didn't make it after all. I said this story had a happy ending for some, and here they are. Remember the sad, emaciated young bull whose friend died beside him? Well, this is him now, healthy and content at Hillside. And do you recognize his two friends? You last saw them here, in misery and squalor. Cow 22, now called Jane, and Cow 13, named Daisy by the sanctuary staff, are both survivors, along with the bull, now affectionately known as Bully. They all enjoy the same idyllic existence, and will do so for the rest of their natural lives. I'd call that a happy ending, wouldn't you? Slurry at a Norfolk farm. What they found was bad. Conditions in the pig pens were atrocious. The animals were up to their bellies in slurry. There was no dry bedding, and little evidence of fresh water.
That's just unbelievable.
They wondered whether some other buildings near... Hard to imagine the contrast between this scene and the horrifying conditions these same animals had to endure just a year previously. It all started when the Hillside investigation team had a report that some pigs were wading around in...
Roofs fell down.
It gets worse. They found a dead calf lying close to living animals. And another bull.
Yeah, bull.
We'll be seeing much more of him later as well.
Oh, I just...
Hello, I'm Martin Shaw, and I'm the patron of Hillside Animal Sanctuary. This is a story with a happy ending, but only for some. It's whereby we're part of the same farm, so they had a look. They were, and what they found inside took these experienced investigators' breath away. Cattle and sheep in awful conditions.
Oh, it was absolutely horrendous in here.
With the place falling down around them.